Tag TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.
Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Surabhi Sharma. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Monday, the 29th of April. Indians vote in fourth phase of mache general election. Afghanistan holds Grand Assembly to set agenda for talks with Taliban. And religious leaders, Colombo residents remember attack victims. And now for all the details. Indians turn out in huge numbers to vote in the fourth phase of the general election on Monday. Voting in the fourth round of the seventh phase election was held in 72 parliament constituencies across 9 provinces. Indians turn out in huge numbers to vote in the fourth phase of mache general election on Monday, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi seeking a second term after campaigning on his national security record amid tensions with arch foe Pakistan. Long queues outside many polling stations were a common sight. Voting in the fourth of 7 rounds was held in 72 parliamentary constituencies in 9 provinces.
ये मतदान एक बहुत बड़ा महापर्व है और ये मेरा अपना अधिकार है मतदान करना। हम मतदान करने के लिए आए हैं कि इस स्वस्थ भारत में स्वस्थ सरकार बन पावे, यही उम्मीद और यही उत्साह के साथ हम यहाँ आए।
Meanwhile, in India's showbiz capital Mumbai, some of India's richest families and Bollywood superstars, including Amitabh Bachchan and Salman Khan, also came out to vote on Monday. The city is home to the massive Hindi film industry as well as Asia's richest man, Mukesh Ambani. Election day was also a family affair for Indian cricketer great Sachin Tendulkar, who went to vote in Mumbai. His son and daughter were the first-time voters in the general election this time.
हम यहाँ आए, हमने वोट किया है। मैं सभी को यही रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहूँगा कि यहाँ पे आए, वोट करें। सिर्फ यहाँ नहीं, मगर जहाँ भी वोटिंग चालू है वहाँ पे आप जाके वोटिंग कीजिए।
The election, which began on April 11th, is spread over 39 days, with the final phase on May 19th. Votes will be counted on May 23rd and the results are expected the same day. In news from Pakistan, Pakistanis are feeling the pinch due to rising inflation in the country. Inflation has reached its highest in more than 5 years in Pakistan, and residents across the country fear the worst for the future.
Residents across Pakistan are feeling the pinch of rising inflation in the country and fear the worst for the future. Inflation has reached its highest in more than 5 years in Pakistan, and residents across the country say it has shattered their faith in the government elected last year on a pledge to eradicate poverty and create jobs. With the rupee losing over a quarter of its value in the past year, the squeeze is acute in the cricking power sector, where the government is under pressure to cut subsidies, cushioning consumers against sharp price hikes.
कोई भी हुकूमत आती है वो वादे तो करती है कि वादे पूरे नहीं करती है, इसलिए खाने पीने की ऐसे ले लो वो महंगी। अब 12-13 हज़ार रुपये की तनख्वाहें लोगों की, 15,000 16,000 रुपये की तनख्वाहें, वो घर का बच्चों की पढ़ाइयाँ हैं, कैसे पूरा करेंगे? सब लोग परेशान हैं। इमरान खान से जो तवक्को थी वो पूरी नहीं उतरी। ये पर सऊदी अरब गए, सऊदी अरब से पैसा लाए, लेकिन इन्होंने बोला पेट्रोल की कीमत कम हो जाएगी, कि पेट्रोल की कीमत कम नहीं हुई और मजीद बढ़ गई रही कीमत।
तो नया हुकूमत में भी यही काम हो रहा है। ये तब्दीली का जो नारा लगाकर हमारे से वोट मांगने वाले से मैं पूछता हूँ कि आप में क्या तब्दीली लाया है? माह रमज़ान में आता ही आप लोगों ने महंगाई शुरू कर रहे हैं। आपके वज़ीर ख़ज़ाना ऐलान कर रहे हैं कि चीज़ें महंगे हो जाएंगे। खुदारा आप कम करो, आप लोगों को रिलीफ दो, गरीब आवाम को रिलीफ दो।
Authorities earlier this month hiked petrol prices by 6 rupees to 98.88 rupees a litre, bringing pain to skilled workers who earn 1,000 to 1,300 rupees a day and labourers who make up to 600 to 800 rupees. While economists believe Pakistan has no choice but to cut spending and raise prices, patience of consumers is wearing thin.
In news from Afghanistan, Afghan President Ashraf Ghani on Monday inaugurated a 4-day consultative Grand Assembly known as Loya Jirga, aimed at finding ways to negotiate a peace deal with the Taliban and end an 18-year-old long conflict. The Taliban has so far refused to talk to Ghani's government, denouncing it as foreign puppet.
Thousands of Afghans congregated in Kabul on Monday for a rare consultative meeting aimed at finding ways to negotiate a peace deal with the Taliban and end an 18-year-long conflict. The 4-day consultative Grand Assembly known as Loya Jirga is an attempt by President Ashraf Ghani to influence peace talks between the United States and the Taliban, which the Taliban has excluded his government from. The meeting, being attended by 3,200 tribal elders and community and religious leaders from all 34 provinces, aims to set out Kabul's conditions for any peace deal.
اسلامیتش و افغانیتش چالش میدهم که اگر حرف بیگانه در بین نیست از مذاکره با ملت و دولت افغانستان چه باک دارد.
Since October, US and Taliban officials have held several rounds of talks aimed at ensuring a safe exit for US forces in return for a Taliban guarantee that Afghanistan will not be used by militants to threaten the rest of the world. Ghani invited the Taliban to the Loya Jirga, but the group has urged people to boycott it, denouncing it as an attempt by the Western-backed government to deceive the country and extend what the Taliban sees as its illegitimate rule.
More news from Afghanistan. US Special Envoy Zalmay Khalilzad said the possibility of a peace agreement with the Taliban depends on the declaration of a permanent ceasefire and a commitment to end the ongoing war. He said discussions regarding troop withdrawal has also started, but in recent weeks the efforts have been on the beginning of an intra-Afghan dialogue.
US Special Envoy for Peace in Afghanistan, Zalmay Khalilzad on Sunday said the possibility of peace agreement with the Taliban depends on the declaration of a permanent ceasefire and a commitment to end the ongoing war. Khalilzad, the Afghan-born US diplomat, arrived in Kabul to meet Afghan President Ashraf Ghani on Saturday as part of his multi-nation tour ahead of his meeting with the Taliban in Qatar. In a TV debate at Tolo News, the country's largest private television station, Khalilzad said Taliban's demands were focused on the withdrawal of US forces from the country.
چیزی که طالبان میخواین که درباره قوای امریکا، چیزی که ما میخوایم درباره تروریسم، اگر به موافقان برسیم گپ نهایی نمیشه تا این مسئله و مسئله آتش بس دائمی که ختم جنگ باشه روش موافقه نشده باشه مسئله ختم نیست.
The US envoy also added the discussion regarding troop withdrawal has started with the Taliban, but in recent weeks, his efforts have been on the beginning of an intra-Afghan dialogue. The United States has brought 14,000 troops in Afghanistan as part of a NATO-led mission known as Resolute Support, that is training and assisting the Afghan government security forces in their battle against the Taliban and other extremist groups.
In news from Sri Lanka, religious leaders and Colombo residents on Sunday joined a candlelight vigil to remember victims of a last week's bombing across the country. The participants lit candles and prayed for those who had perished in the attacks.
Religious leaders and Colombo residents joined a candlelight vigil on Sunday to commemorate the passing of at least 253 people killed in church and hotel attacks last week. Gathering at the office of a local newspaper, participants lit candles and offered prayers for those who had perished in the Easter Sunday bomb attacks across Sri Lanka. A cardinal was joined by faith leaders from the Buddhist, Hindu and Muslim communities during the vigil.
Of course, the president announced a commission to inquire into this, but whether that commission, we never heard whether they had any sittings, nothing at all. We were not consulted by this commission. So we are afraid that this commission might just end up in a flop.
The Islamic State has claimed responsibility for the Easter Sunday bombings without providing any evidence. Authorities have so far focused their investigations on international links to two domestic groups they believe carried out the attacks NTJ, and Jamiatul Milatu Ibrahim. Sri Lanka's 22 million people include minority Christians, Muslims, and Hindus. Until now, Christians had largely managed to avoid the worst of the island's conflict and communal tensions.
A paper mache artist in Srinagar city of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province have been reviving the traditional Kashmiri craft. He has exhibited his work at both national and international level and has also received national award for his work.
A paper mache artist in Srinagar city of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province has been reviving the traditional Kashmiri craft, with his work being appreciated at the national and international level. Zahid Hussain Beg, who quit his studies due to poor financial condition of the family, learned the art of paper mache from his father and dedicated his life to the art form. A recipient of the national award, Beg has been showcasing his craft at many different exhibitions and has exhibited his art in Germany also. He has also received national award for his work.
ये ऐसा क्राफ्ट है, दुनिया के किसी कोने में भी जाओ इसको लाइक करते हैं, क्योंकि ये कश्मीर का आर्ट एक ऐसा आर्ट है जो सबसे हटके है, जो सबसे अलग है. मगर अगर ये इसके स्टेट गवर्नमेंट इसको चाहेगी या सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट चाहेगी, ये इतना चल सकती है, क्योंकि जो भी इस क्राफ्ट में आएगा वो ये नहीं सोचेगा, वो सोचेगा कि मुझे इसी काम में उतरना है.
हाथ से बनता है, इसका वर्ल्ड वाइड इसकी ज़बरदस्त डिमांड है. ऑल टाइम फैशन है इसमें कि इसका जो डिज़ाइन है वो कभी चेंज नहीं होता है. मल्टीपल यूज़ है इसका, इसमें असॉर्टेड डिज़ाइनर्स हैं, बॉक्सेस हैं, वॉल पेपर्स हैं और पैनल्स और शिकाराज हैं, एंड इसमें और भी बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं जो यूज़ कर सकते हैं घरों में.
The art of paper mache was highly favored by Mughal emperors in the 15th and 16th century. The unique craft involves the use of paper pulp to create artifacts painted by expert craftsmen with lifelike images of kingfishers, maple leaves and other motifs.
Indian incense sticks industry is flourishing, with the demand for the handmade items rising not only in the country but also in the international market. Incense sticks are made of bamboo, which is coated with the paste and is hand rolled in a scented powder.
Indian incense sticks industry is flourishing, with the demand for the handmade items rising not only in the country but also in the international market. Workers were seen making incense sticks at an agarbatti or incense sticks manufacturing unit in Bengaluru city of India's southern Karnataka province. President of All India Agarbatti Manufacturers Association or AIAMA said the industry has been recording a steady growth for the past 4 to 5 years, with the results expected to be the same in the coming years.
The industry is growing for the past 2-3 decades. The usage of agarbatti is being increasing day by day, not only in India, even internationally. So we are witnessing a steady growth of 8 to 10% over the past 4 to 5 years, and we are expecting the same to carry on for the next 5 years.
The fast-growing incense sticks industry is a source of livelihood for many rural women who are dependent on it. Incense sticks are made of bamboo, which is coated with a paste and is hand-rolled in a scented powder.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Indians vote in fourth phase of mammoth general election. Afghanistan holds Grand Assembly to set agenda for talks with Taliban. And religious leaders, Colombo residents remember attack victims. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.